Welcome back. So this is a point where now I've had some days to come away from this piece, and I'm coming back to it. And sometimes my feeling on how I wanted to finish it changes. So I had felt like this was basically going to be black and white with just a little color highlight. I kind of took away some of the color out of the flower. I actually think I'm going to go back in and add some color to that flower. We're going to use some other pens. So I was just doing black lines. I've got a bunch of different colored Sharpies here that are kind of in this range of color. So I'm going to come over here to my side piece and test these out to see what color works good with my bluish teal color. So let's just do a quick line of each. Because you don't always have the color that you want. You don't always know exactly what it's going to look like with that color. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're too light, sometimes they're too dark. Alright, so between these two, I feel are my colors that are good for what I want to do. There's a couple there. So let's see what we can do about coming in some of the darks with these lines. And I'm just going to do some of that hatching line work that I was doing. Working somewhat quickly. And I still want this to stand out from the background a little bit, even though it's still just an accent piece. So this is fairly light. This is going to let me get a little darker. Something with the turquoise. And now I'll come in with blue. And I'm almost filling in some of that there. Alright, so come in with some of that there. Actually, I'm going to come back over that area that I added those darks into. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. You know, it doesn't necessarily look clean, but a lot of my work isn't necessarily always clean. Very loose lines, and that's okay. Super realistic is not always, doesn't make it great art. You can do any style, and it can be good. So I'm actually going to start to pull in just a little bit into this. Not going to treat it as loosely as I did here. I'm going to come in a little tighter up in this piece. Now, I did all those other colors. You saw me try out 7 different colors of green. I want to keep this fairly limited, so I'm just going to stick with these two, this turquoise and this light blue, for those colors I'm going to use. I'm going to leave that black line there, and I'm just going to continue those lines a little bit in from that edge. So you see, sometimes I'll do these longer lines and then I'll come in with some shorter ones. It's all an attempt to, the longer the line, maybe it gives a little sense of a darker value. The shorter lines, it starts to lighten up a little bit. And that helps give some of that depth look that I'm talking about and going for with everything I've done here. Cheek and nose, I like that. A little bit in the lips. So,
is it done? I think this needs to bake